So time has flown way faster than I had appreciated to, and somehow we are halfway through 2024, which brings with it a mid-year check of how my writing has been going. So if you don't know me, my name is Ella. I'm a recent Bachelor of Fine Arts with a major in creative writing graduate, and I'm currently working on my first novel. So since graduating, I knew I kind of had to get my butt into action to get writing. I'd started writing this novel in high school and I finished it, but I wasn't particularly happy with it. It wasn't particularly strong. And so when I went and did my degree, I worked on this novel as a part of one of my assignments. So last year when I graduated, I kind of already had about the first 10,000 words written. So I wasn't exactly starting from scratch. But at the same time, it kind of took me a while to get into the flow of writing. I'd just finished my degree. I was exhausted. I'd been writing for like 3 years straight, so I needed a bit of a break. So I kind of didn't really start writing properly until like March. I'd had one writing session in January and like two in February, of which a total only came to about 2,000 words, so it feels like it doesn't even really count. But it took me a while to get there, so I took a little bit of a break, and I found that was really helpful when I came to writing my book because I was a little bit more refreshed coming into it. Not only have I been working on this novel, I've been working on a variety of different projects throughout the year, but this has been the only novel I've really been working on, per se. I've also been working on a variety of short form. On top of that, I've recently gotten into creating zines. And not only that, I've been outlining a few other novel ideas I have. I haven't really been writing them, but mostly just outlining them because these are ideas I've had in my head for quite some time. So I've been laying them out into documents and kind of putting them through in like what scenes I have in my head and where in the story they'll come through. So one thing that I've done outside of writing that I feel like deserves to be in this video because it feels like it is writing, but I was a guest on the podcast for my university magazine's podcast, just to be clear, which is a part of Glass magazine. And on there we talked about the supposedly fall of Australian music festivals, and it was a lot of fun being a guest on that, as I am someone who is also a musician and I also help organise and program another music festival as well. So I felt like I had a lot to bring to the podcast, and I kind of had a lot of experience that I kind of wanted to share, especially as someone who loves going to festivals and playing music at festivals. So getting down into the nitty gritty, on my main project, this year so far, I've written 35,641 words. This isn't bad, but seeing as though I want this project to be finished before the end of the year, I would have liked it to be a little bit better. But I've been struggling with a bit of motivation recently, and I've found some very recently, so I'm feeling a lot more inspired to get back on track and write more and try and get this done like pretty quickly. On top of this, I also finished 3 pieces of short form. Another one I would have liked to be higher, but I've been working on my main project, so that's all right. But I've submitted all 3 of these short stories and 1 poem to different journals and magazines, and 2 of them didn't make it, but one of them has been accepted. I got the email the other day, and I don't think it'll be released for a little bit, but the fact that I've had one like accepted this year, you know, straight out of university has just been a blast. It's a bit relieving. It's such a nice feeling to know that I'm on the right track and I'm doing the right thing. As I mentioned, I've gotten into zine making this year, and I've completed about 4 zines so far. Again, I would have liked it to be higher, but I have the intention of having these zines as a PDF download online on like Etsy. And so I think my goal for the rest of the year is to have completed 10 so that I can upload them and have them available for people to read and let me know what I can change, because it's something I'd like to be good at, and getting some feedback would be marvellous. You know, for my first year out of university, I think I'm not doing too bad. It's really nice knowing that I'm doing the right things. It's really nice knowing that I'm on the right path into getting to do what I really want to do. But I would have liked to have done more, but that's all right. I've been working as well. I've moved out of home, and so affording the place I live in has been expensive, and So I've been working a lot as well, and getting all this stuff done while working is honestly pretty admirable. So good job me. So moving on, I would like to have finished my novel before the end of the year. I would like to send it to beta readers, and like preferably I'd like to have their like responses back before the end of the year, but it's such a long process writing a novel, and I got to remind myself not to rush it. I'm doing it for the art and the craft, and I don't want to take my time with it. I'd like to do it at a decent speed, but I'd like to produce something of quality in an alright amount of time. I would like to finish it by the end of the year. So my question is, are you guys writers, and what are you working on? Are you writing them fairly quickly? What kind of speed are you writing? Are you a little bit more slow with it? Are you happy with the way your stories are going? That's always such a double-edged question. Like, are you happy with the work you're doing? Kind of scary. I feel like it takes a lot to be happy with a project, especially when we consider these, and our children, they're the things we're working a lot on, and we're pouring our heart and soul into them. But I think I'm happy with what I'm doing so far. I think I'm doing pretty alright. There's a lot of things that need work, but it's getting there. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope your own projects are doing alright, and I will see you next time.